struck out into the vast vacuum of space. It did not bounce off course as so many others do. It was not absorbed. When it reached our atmosphere, it continued unfazed. This particular sunbeam came to you. And you were ready for it. To know what's coming, check the BBC weather app.
UN human rights investigators say military leaders in Myanmar should be investigated for genocide against the country's Rohingya Muslims. Hundreds of thousands of people fled to Bangladesh to escape the violence. A report says the suspects it has named should appear before the International Criminal Court.
It's not only about justice for victims, but it's also deterring future activity. If you allow this to go without any kind of sanction, then every army in the world will think they can do this.
Also on today's programme, a mother and her daughter have been stabbed to death in the street in the West Midlands. The cost of food is set to rise because of this year's extreme weather. And an exclusive report from inside the nuclear plant at Sellafield, one of the most contaminated industrial sites in Europe. Good afternoon. UN human rights investigators say military leaders in Myanmar should be investigated for genocide, war crimes and crimes against humanity, and has called for them to be referred to the International Criminal Court. In an unprecedented move, the investigators named 6 top generals, including the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and his deputy. That's all from us for the moment. On BBC One, we now join the BBC's news teams where you are. Bye-bye.
Stories set to shape the news agenda. Headlines freshly written. Original perspectives on the day's unfolding narratives. See the bigger picture as it emerges. The Papers, weeknights at 10:40 on the BBC News Channel.
Good afternoon, I'm Hugh Wozencroft with a look at the day's sport here on BBC News. And there's a big game coming up in the Premier League this evening as Spurs visit Manchester United. With plenty of optimism, they can get a rare away win at Old Trafford, especially given the difficult week it's been for United boss Jose Mourinho following that defeat to Brighton last weekend. It's led to question marks over a perceived defensive style, but Mourinho is clear, he says, on what he wants from his side.